Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is Wyln News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. Wyln News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on Wyln News. I'm Paula Dagnan. A woman is dead, and another woman and a man are still undergoing treatment. It happened after what state police say began as a hostage situation and standoff in one part of Luzerne County on Sunday. Members of the Special Emergency Response Team were called to a home on Spring Street in the village of Upper Lehigh in Foster Township. The injured were life-flighted to Geisinger, Wyoming Valley Medical Center. We have learned today that the autopsy has been set for 46-year-old Antoinette Wilkinson, who was somehow involved in that incident on Sunday. That autopsy has been set for Tuesday. Again, police are continuing to investigate what happened at 15 Spring Street. After hearing calls for help inside the house, police say they took Wilkinson's boyfriend into custody with a self-inflicted gunshot wound, and her mother left in an ambulance with a head wound. Authorities have not yet released the names of those injured. Hazleton police still investing gunshots in the city on Saturday. Police responded to reports of shots fired in the area of East 7th and Hayes Street around 11 p.m. Then they learned the shots came from two vehicles and found a residence damaged on North Bennett Court. Around the same time, a man was at Lehigh Valley Hospital in Hazleton for treatment of a non-life-threatening gunshot wound, which they don't believe was related to the shots fired. All three incidents are being investigated by Hazleton police. It was around 11:30 last night. Hazleton police responded to reports of a domestic in progress at 234 South Cedar Street. 24-year-old Shaquante Marshall and an adult male answered the door. The adult male was bleeding, and a bucket with cleaning solution and a mop were being used to clean up broken glass. Officers went in to see if anyone else was injured. A 16-year-old female, determined to be a runaway, and a 17-year-old male were found inside. They were turned over to their parents. Several weapons were also found inside as well. Marshall was taken to Luzerne County Correctional Facility to be arraigned on various charges. The Hazleton Police Department investigating a number of incidents involving counterfeit money. On Tuesday, January 23rd, a Hispanic male approximately passed 9 counterfeit $20 bills in a private sale for an iPhone within the city of Hazleton. After the sale, according to police, the male fled in a dark-colored BMW sedan with a light-colored bumper and passenger front fender distinct to the vehicle in question. Hazleton police are seeking the identity of this man and information on the vehicle. Anyone with information is asked to call Hazleton police at 570-459-4940 or 911. All information will remain confidential. A Wilkes-Barre man spit on a police officer after an alleged assault on Saturday. Police were called to Dana Street around 4 o'clock Saturday morning for a reported assault of a 31-year-old woman. An officer attempted to take 23-year-old Fernando Bracero into custody, but he resisted arrest and spit on the officer. He was charged with resisting arrest, simple assault, and harassment, and taken to the Luzerne County Prison for lack of $35,000 bail. He has a preliminary hearing set for February 6th. Another person arrested in Mahanoy City. According to Police Chief Ken Zipofsky, the woman was a wanted fugitive. 37-year-old Kathleen Keith of Mahanoy City. On Friday, officers from the Mahanoy City Police Department took Keith into custody on East Center Street. She's a fugitive from Schuylkill County for failing to appear on the charges of unlawful possession of a controlled substance and unlawful possession of drug paraphernalia. Keith was taken to and lodged in the Schuylkill County Prison. The chief said in a statement, "This is just another fine example of the professional police service provided by the Mahanoy City Police Department. Our efforts to deal with the criminal element will not cease." A crash this morning in Schuylkill County sent 3 to the hospital. It happened on Route 924 in Gilberton Borough between Shenandoah and Frackville around 7:30 this morning. Frackville police are investigating the crash that left the damaged pickup truck in the northbound lane of travel just north of the Frackville Borough line. Gilberton firefighters and Girardville EMS assisted at the scene. Fire in Pottsville left 10 adults and a child homeless on Sunday. That fire was reported around 9:30 Sunday morning in the 300 block of West Market Street. When crews arrived at 319 West Market, heavy smoke was visible from the second floor windows of that apartment building. A Pottsville assistant chief said the fire was isolated to the rear of the building and it was contained there. The American Red Cross assisting the 11 people displaced from that fire. That Pottsville fire is under investigation. Fire crews from all Pottsville fire companies were on the scene, along with a rapid intervention team from Schuylkill Haven. Coming up on WYLN News, getting public input on a road and a school, plus improving the SNAP program. But first, let's take a look at our 7-day forecast. Some clouds overnight, some snow flurries, the low 25. Tomorrow morning, there could be a slight accumulation, maybe some slippery roadways with a high of 29. Then for Wednesday, clouds and 33. We'll be right back.
Away. That's right, you're just minutes away from a great deal on a new car, truck, or SUV from Barber Ford. 2 great locations, Exeter and Hazleton. The best deals on America's #1 brand are just 25 minutes from Frackville, 26 minutes from Jim Thorpe, 28 minutes from Tamaqua, 20 minutes from Shavertown, and 28 minutes from Clark Summit. Barber Ford in Exeter and Hazleton. Online at barberautogroup.com, where nobody sells for less.
You've seen university advertising. A student like me pitching you the same old ideas. But I'm not gonna do that.
Instead, I'm gonna tell you what you can do with a Penn State degree. You can help anyone. Go anywhere. Create! And with 20 campuses to choose from, you'll always feel at home.
Look, Penn State is amazing, but your best years are just beginning. Come find out for yourself.
The Wiltsey Center presents Chris Pavlik Sings and Swings to the music of Frank Sinatra with the Cellar Dwellers Jazz Ensemble. Friday, February 9th. The box office opens at 5:30, doors open at 6, and the show begins at 6:30. Tickets are $5 for students, $10 for adults. Tickets can also be purchased at Boscov's at the Laurel Mall. Don't miss Chris Pavlik Sings and Swings to the music of Frank Sinatra.
Public comments can now be made on the environmental assessment for the Humboldt Industrial Park project. Construction on the 1.1-mile extension of Route 424 is in the preliminary engineering phase. The project would start from Interstate 81 at exit 141 and run to Commerce Drive. Turning lanes would also be added at the intersection of Route 424 and the interstate's north and southbound ramps. PennDOT, along with local agencies, worked together to make sure that there would be no impact on protected species. The environmental assessment can be viewed on PennDOT's website, at the Hazel Township Municipal Building, and at the Hazleton Area Public Library. Comments can be sent to Susan William at pa.gov or mailed to the Pennsylvania Department of Transportation, but they must be done so by February 19th. With the cold and snowy winter we've had so far, just about all the schools in our area are readjusting calendars. Hazleton area school officials say they have 5 days to make up so far. To make up the days, Hazleton area will hold classes during the last week of March on 3 days that had been scheduled as part of spring break. Plus, students will attend classes for 2 additional days at the end of the year, June 11th and 12th, rather than finishing the year as originally scheduled, June 8th, which was a Friday. In the Crestwood School District, they have scheduled 2 makeup days so far, March 16th and 29th, dates previously reserved as snow days. Currently, the last day of classes there is scheduled for June 7th. Snow has not affected graduation, scheduled for June 10th, which is a Sunday. Students in the Weatherly Area School District attended school on Martin Luther King Day this year, and the district's next 2 makeup days are scheduled for February 16th and March 29th. Weatherly Area's graduation still set for June 8th, unless more bad weather cancels more school days. As we told you last week, the public is invited to attend a special school board meeting to give input on the proposed site of a new high school. The Wilkes-Barre Area School Board voted to designate 80 acres of land in Plains Township for a new consolidated high school. The district could make an offer to buy the property between Maffitt and Main Streets, currently owned by Pegnotti Enterprises. Coughlin and Myers High School students will combine at the new facility, which is estimated to cost between $101 and $118 million. That special school board meeting is coming up tonight, 6:30, at the Solomon and Plains Complex at 43 Abbott Street. King's College bought the Times Leader building in Wilkes-Barre. It's all part of their ongoing expansion. The 4-story building at 15 North Main Street was purchased last week by the college for $725,000. That building will now be renovated and converted into laboratory space for King's Allied Health Program. The Times Leader will be moving within the next 90 days to the production facility on East Market Street. So far, there's no word as to when the building will be completed and used for that academic space. Congressman Matt Cartwright introducing a bipartisan bill that would make it easier to purchase healthy foods for individuals who are in the SNAP program. The SNAP Healthy Incentives Act would create incentives for recipients to buy fruits and vegetables. SNAP, also known as the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program. The pilot program was implemented in Massachusetts, where 30 cents for every dollar spent on fruit and vegetables were refunded to SNAP recipients. Cartwright's bill targets the benefits toward healthy foods, which help reduce the risks of many diseases as well as alleviating healthcare costs. Coming up on New Boston's News Choice, celebrating a 200th anniversary in Community and You, plus high school basketball coming up on the air. But first, let's take a look at today's winning midday lottery numbers. Good luck if you played. Stay with us.
Chur's Auto Sales has been serving the area with quality vehicles since 1954. Chur's Auto Sales is known as your friendly dealer and now in their 4th generation and voted the best used car dealer by the readers of Standard Speaker Choice Awards. John Chur would like to thank everyone that voted for his business. When you need a quality pre-owned vehicle, choose from a large selection at Chur's 570-454-7229.
Boyer Insurance Agency, 78 Sugarloaf Avenue in Sugarloaf. Quality coverage, competitive rates, discounts, recreational vehicles, boats, campers, and motorcycles. Find the coverage you want at the right price. Call them at 570-788-3543.
All Care Home Care, providing quality in home care since 1986. Call and see how their team of licensed physical therapists, skilled nurses, speech, and occupational therapists can provide you with exceptional service in the comfort of your own home. They also offer dietitian, home health aide, and medical social worker services. You have a choice in your health care. For safe, friendly, qualified care, call All Care Home Care today and let their team begin taking care of you and your loved ones.
When you see news happening in your neighborhood, call WYLN News at 570-459-1869 or email us at news@wylntv.com or send us a message on social media through Facebook. WYLN, we're your local network.
Welcome to Community View here on WYLN. Everyone, I'm Gary Perna. I'm very pleased to be joined by two lovely ladies who are going to give us some history of Christ Lutheran Church here in the Cunningham Valley that are celebrating their 200th anniversary. There's a lot going on. So first of all, I'm going to talk to Helen, who is the historian here at the church. And Helen, how did this all get started 200 years ago?
In 1818, they built a log cabin church, and that served as a church until 1872. They built a larger one, and that was destroyed by fire. So the third church was built, and it was combined with the Reformed and Lutheran, a union church. And that served as a church until December 15th of 1872, when the second fire destroyed the church. And then the Lutheran and the Reformed broke apart, and the Reformed built their own church, and we built our own church. And of course, we were over there from 1929 until 1967, when we built this church. And in 1980, we put an expansion, which is this part of the church.
So you guys have been really busy in the valley, being part of another church and breaking away, and having really a long line of history here on Main Street.
On Main Street. Not only that, my family has a long history on it too. My great-great-grandmother was confirmed in 1827, 1 year after the church was built. And then it came down to my grandmother, my great-grandmother. My grandfather was a deacon. My mother belonged here for 101 years and a half, and I bring up the fifth generation.
Wow, I know it's so amazing when you can dive into the history of some of the churches in our area and just see how far back some families go in the church. And not only that, but there's a long line of community service and a long line of service to God here at the church.
Right. A long history, 200 years.
Wow. And it's so amazing. And as a historian, was there anything that you saw going back through the books that kind of caught your attention? You're like, wow, I didn't know that.
Well, my grandmother and my mother was great on saving anything from the church. So I have started a book, and I'm putting all of the important affairs. Of course, they only go back to 1910, when my grandfather was a deacon. But from then on, I have over 100 years in that book.
Wow, that's so amazing and what goes on. And Pastor Carolyn joins us, and you're relatively new to the church, coming here in 2015. So learning about the history of the church that you're serving in now, kind of to you, how does it feel, and what does it make you think about everything that's gone on here?
Well, it's a rich history that the congregation has. Not only are they incredibly persistent in their faith, when you think about churches that burned down and they found the ability to rebuild one time on the eve of the Depression in this country, which is really amazing. The sense of community, but also their sense of caring for people beyond these doors and around the world. And more recently, within the last couple of years, in addition to all of our regular giving, we've given away $100,000 to benefit disaster relief and World Hunger Appeal. This congregation in a tiny town touches lives around the world. It's an amazing history.
I was just going to say, you know, when you think of Cunningham's kind of the smallest little part here in the valley, but your congregation is so large and it is always willing to do so much.
Absolutely, and not only in the events that we have coming up in the next couple of months, but throughout our entire anniversary year. Every month there will be events that benefit both the community and the world, as well as our own congregation. We've got a fun run, we've got a golf tournament coming up later in the summer, so it's a chance to get out and benefit a lot of the things like our local food pantries.
And I know, as a pastor, seeing your congregation flourish and the great abilities that are going on here, especially when we've heard so many times of church closings and merging and things like that, to see this congregation strive, and how lucky are you to be here with them?
It's amazing, and this congregation also has a wonderful sense of joy and fun, and I think when I first came to interview and to be here, immediately I noticed that sense of energy and joy in living faithful lives. I think that people are drawn to that, and it's the message of the gospel.
Wonderful. Well, there's a lot going on here. Not only a rich history, but there is a lot to come here in the next 200 years as everyone prepares for that, as we celebrate 200 years of Christ Lutheran Church here in Cunningham. Thanks for joining us here on Community New, everyone. We'll see you next time.
For 4 generations, All-American Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram has been treating their customers like family. Stop in to get the lowest financing options and best service around. Whether you're in need of a Ram pickup with a Snow Dog plow, or have an active family lifestyle, or simply want to show off your fun, adventurous side, All-American Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram of Tamaqua has a wide variety of inventory to choose from. Stop in now and take advantage of their Start Something New event. Four Blooms is now open, 668 North Hunter Highway in Drums. Tuesday's happy hour from 5 until 8 in the bar area. Every Wednesday from 6 until 10 is Martini Night in the piano room. Sip and Savor, Thursday from 5 until 8 in the bar. And don't forget about Sunday brunch. That's Four Blooms in Drums. S.J. Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond Contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Renai, and trained comfort specialists, call S.J. Kowalski at 570-455-2600.
Hi, I'm Isabella Falvello. Join me for a wonderful new cooking series, Ciao Bella, featured here on WYLN TV 35.
The Botac Foundation paid a little visit to Marian Catholic High School this morning. Our Julia Wiegand followed up on the suicide prevention presentation.
Under every helmet and hat is a child who needs us. President of the Botac Foundation, Jim Tack, presented about teen suicide prevention at Marian Catholic High School this morning. His son, Botac, was taken by suicide 11 years ago. The foundation pays for mental health counseling for kids without insurance through the support of former students and friends. Marian is just one of 10 schools in focus.
In addition, we give a scholarship, 10 scholarships every year to the most giving student in a senior class. It has nothing to do with athletics. And then the other part is that we go around and try to educate in schools. And it's 11 years we've been doing the presentation, and we're pretty close to 200 presentations that we've done, and we've been in California, Nevada, Florida, all over the place.
More information on their mission to create awareness for obsessive-compulsive disorder, OCD, and other mental health issues can be found on the Botac Foundation's website. Free confidential help is available on the National Suicide Prevention Hotline, 1-800-273-8255. You're not alone.
Coach Sakosti and I have been friends for over 40 years, and Marian actually jumped out and helped us right away when we got the foundation moving.
The entire student body and faculty wore purple and aqua today, the official colors of suicide prevention. Reporting from Schuylkill County for WYLN News, I'm Julia Wiegand.
We would like to remind everyone that the 40th Annual American Cancer Society Telethon will be held Saturday, February 24th at its newest location, which happens to be right here at the WYLN studios from 11 a.m. until 11 p.m. This year's theme is 40 Years of Giving, so many can go on living. The day will feature live music, entertainment, WYLN familiar faces, bake sales, tricky trays, and a free health fair. The public is encouraged to stop by and take part in this very important event. The phone banks will also be open so viewers can call in and make a pledge. WYLN will be broadcasting live all day, so if you can't be here in person, be sure to tune in for all of our coverage. To make a donation, you can dial 570-459-1212, and that will begin 11 a.m. Mark the calendar, Saturday, February 24th. Tonight, the WYLN sports team is on the road in Mahanoy City. WYLN Sports will present Panther Valley at Mahanoy area. The boys hit the hardwood at 7:30. WYLN will be there to bring you all the action. Join Marty Burns and Joe DeMelfi for all the action as the Panthers take on the Golden Bears in the Mickey Holland Gym. Again, the game on your screens tonight, 7:30 here and only here on WYLN TV. Now stay with us. A look at today's weather is next here on WYLN News.
The Wiltsey Center presents Chris Pavlik Sings and Swings to the music of Frank Sinatra with the Cellar Dwellers Jazz Ensemble. Friday, February 9th. The box office opens at 5:30, doors open at 6, and the show begins at 6:30. Tickets are $5 for students, $10 for adults. Tickets can also be purchased at Boscov's at the Laurel Mall. Don't miss Chris Pavlik Sings and Swings to the music of Frank Sinatra.
Ralph M. Cameron, specializing in quality and affordable construction services for residential, commercial, and industrial, licensed and insured. Call 570-401-0654 today for all your construction needs.
Modern Therapeutic staff take pride in providing quality care in a professional setting. In-home care for homebound patients and provide free transportation to and from our location. Modern Therapeutics, 1109 West 15th Street, Hazleton.
WYLN TV 35 is first in live sports. Join Marty Burns, Joe DeMelfi, and the entire WYLN sports team as we bring you the best in live local sports. WYLN TV 35, the event, not just the highlights.